On the Catalan coast, a short distance southwest of Barcelona, sits a town whose beauty seems almost accidental, as though the sea, the light, and centuries of quiet ambition simply arrange themselves into something lovely. That town is Sitges, and its story begins long before anyone thought to call it a resort or an artist's colony. The name Sitges comes from the Catalan word sitja, meaning a pit or silo used for storing grain. In the earliest recorded settlements here, going back to Iberian and Roman times, the surrounding land was used for agriculture, and the underground storage pits that dotted the area gave the place its identity long before it had walls or a proper harbor. This origin matters because it explains something essential about the town. Sitges was never founded as a monument to power or a display of grandeur. It grew out of necessity, as a working agricultural and fishing community that needed a place to protect its food and, eventually, itself. By the medieval period, the settlement had consolidated around a rocky promontory overlooking the sea, a naturally defensible position against the raids that plagued the Catalan coast for centuries, including attacks by Barbary pirates. It was this need for protection, as much as farming, that shaped the town's earliest layout, a fortified nucleus perched above the water, with narrow streets winding below it. Sitges, as a formal settlement, took shape under the influence of local Catalan nobility and the church during the medieval centuries. The parish church of Sant Bartomeu I Santa Tecla, built atop the old fortifications on what is now called La Punta, became the town's defining silhouette, the image most associated with Sitges to this day. The structure standing there now dates largely from the 18th century, though earlier religious buildings occupied the site for hundreds of years before that. Alongside the church stood a castle, home to the lords who held jurisdiction over the town through the Middle Ages, before ownership eventually passed to the city of Barcelona in the 17th century. For much of its history, Sitges remained a modest fishing and farming town. Its real transformation, and the one that gives it its distinctive character today, came far later, in the 19th century. The town's architectural identity, as it is known today, owes an enormous debt to one man, the painter Santiago Rusiñol. In the 1890s, Rusiñol, already a central figure in Catalan cultural life, began spending time in Sitges and fell in love with its light and its old fishing quarter. He organized the Festes Modernistes, gatherings that drew painters, writers, and architects associated with Catalan Modernisme, the regional cousin of Art Nouveau, to the town. Rusiñol purchased and renovated 2 adjoining houses overlooking the sea, filling them with wrought iron, ceramics, and art, and named the residence Cau Ferrat. That building, now a museum, remains one of the clearest expressions of Modernisme's romantic embrace of craftsmanship and medieval revival aesthetics. This period drew architects and patrons who reshaped the town's built environment. Among the most significant was the American industrialist Charles Deering, who in the early 20th century commissioned the Palau Maricel, an eclectic palace built partly from salvaged medieval and Gothic architectural fragments. The project was overseen by the architect and painter Miquel Utrillo, working alongside local craftsmen, and it embodies the same spirit as Cau Ferrat, an idealized artistic vision of a Catalan past, reassembled and reimagined rather than simply preserved. The character of Sitges today is the product of these layered histories. Its whitewashed houses and narrow lanes reflect its origins as a working Mediterranean town built for defense and daily life. Its most iconic image, the church on the promontory above the sea, reflects centuries of religious and civic life concentrated in one defensible spot. And its artistic, almost theatrical elegance reflects the deliberate intervention of Modernisme, when painters and architects treated the town itself as a canvas, blending medieval memory with turn-of-the-century romanticism. Sitges was not founded for grandeur. It was founded for grain, for safety, and for the sea. What later generations, particularly Rusiñol and the artists who followed him, added was a layer of imagination that transformed a modest coastal town into one of Catalonia's most visually distinctive places. Sitges stretches along nearly 2 kilometers of golden sand, split into a string of named beaches that each carry their own personality. Platja de la Ribera draws families with calm, shallow water, while further along, quieter coves attract those seeking a slower pace. Beach clubs line the shore near the town center, serving cocktails and paella to sunbathers stretched out on loungers. Come afternoon, the promenade fills with cyclists, joggers, and strollers moving between swims. Sitges is also known for its welcoming, laid-back beach culture, particularly around certain stretches of sand. As evening falls, beach bars glow with string lights, and the rhythm shifts from sunbathing to sunset drinks by the water.